So we all know any organization has to be on strong values and ethics. It has to have a vision. It has to have some strategic objectives, strategic management. This is called strategic planning. But now we are getting into operational excellence, which means in any operations, I'm giving an example of manufacturing here, safety being non-negotiable, a world-class workplace is required to build excellence in an organization. World-class workplace. The workplace should be world-class. The equipment should be most effective equipment should be. Quality should be at its best. The inventory management is very, very important. Now, with these basic model of excellence, you can fit in any pillars based on your organization. Okay, for transactional, for service organization. But then everything in this world is created thrice. One is in the mind, one is in the blueprint, and one is in reality. Similarly, a blueprint is required to really make a fabulous building. Now, in order to put the blueprint, you need to identify what should come in the blueprint. You should start that thinking. And typically in manufacturing, this is only an indicative type of model. You should have your own blueprint for the organization. Many people have, in Business Excellence Award, CIA Excellence, Business Excellence, EFQM model, they have their own blueprint to launch their journey. In Deming Award, they have their own blueprint to launch the journey. In TPM Excellence Award, they have their own blueprint to launch the journey, the 8 pillars of TPM, and from there they launch the journey. So have a blueprint. Finally, it should all meet to give right product quality, cost, and delivery. And finally, to acquire business excellence, continuous improvement and learning and development are the great enablers. Okay, we have to make sure that we raise the bar. And continuous learning and development. Talent management systems that we call nurturing the talent is very important. So these three components, this is called strategic planning, this is called operational excellence, learning and development, assessment and review, continuous improvement is most important. Now, in each of these pillars, we should have some bricks, right? In each of these pillars. For example, in world-class workplace, in this pillar, what are the bricks should we construct? In equipment effectiveness, what are the bricks should be constructed? In quality assurance, what are the pieces of this puzzle of what is called quality assurance? What are these pieces of puzzle in what is called as inventory management? Now, these pieces have to be assembled. So when you're going to launch the world-class journey in your organization, like earlier they used to call, the Corona is called wave 1. So I'm planning to replace this wave 1. Wave 1 does not give a very good picture these days, right? Okay. So we call it wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, where we keep on striking like surgical strikes, right? Kaizen events. Kaizen events are nothing but surgical strikes to better the organization. Okay. To surgical strikes on waste. Surgical strikes on waste. So exploration phase, very, very important in exploration phase. We start with small activities like 5S, visual control systems, and red tagging. Generally, we do what is called as Blitz Kaizen workshops. For those who are new here on this word for BKW is Blitz Kaizen workshop. Please take notes. And VCS, visual control systems. We start doing Blitz Kaizen workshops. We start doing pledge. We start doing daily 5S audits, VCS checklist. Then we start seeing waste. We call it Muda hunting. So we conduct waste awareness workshops, waste walks, 8 waste, and process failure mode effect analysis. Then Kaizens. This is when we start building foundation. We do it in next wave. Or phase 2, just do it improvement, rewards and recognitions. Then once it is stabilized, once all the waste is removed, workplace is organized, things are stabilized, then you start standardizing it. You call it by any name. You call it by SOP, standard operating procedures and systems. You call it daily management systems. You call visual standards. Some people call RAG charts, red, amber, green charts. Some people have simply checklist audits as their standards. Whatever you do, but you standardize your practices so that whatever gains you did by 5S visual control system, red tagging and removing waste and some just do it improvements, you start now standardizing. Then start building over that. What is the lean metric? What are your product? What are the new products that you're going to bring in this year? New product development. How much should be your quality? What are your PPM levels? What are your current rejections, reworks rates? How do you doing on cost? Generally cost, inventory costs or efficiency cost, productivity we call, right? Those are the two costs that we talk about. How are you going to do on deliveries? D, safety parameters, how safe your workplace, and morale, culture. How does the team feel working in your place? Make sort of visual dashboards, and you can even do it in sort of alert systems if your metrics are going wrong, right, and things like that. Then you expand to further tools, deeper thinking, value stream mapping. In value stream mapping, we'll talk about product process matrix, okay, value stream design, how to implement that. We'll touch upon certain cell concepts. Then inventory management. We'll touch upon Kanban's point of view, supermarkets, vendor managed inventories. Then total productive maintenance. Clitta, autonomous maintenance, Jidoka. We'll not go into the depth of this, but at least we should know about this. Cleaning, lubrication, inspection, testing or tightening or adjustment, whatever. Jidoka. Then start integrating and reinforcing. Bring in skill flexibility. Find out your training needs. Do the skill mapping. Enhance your multi-skilling, multitasking, training within industries, then problem solving. We'll see that separate the problem solving tools, some A3 methodology, DMAC methodology, some sort of SPCs, QCs, basic Q, 7QC tools. Then there are a lot of circles they call, They call quality circles in the beginning, then lean circles, then Gemba circles, whatever circles. What's in a name, right? But then we need to ensure that we stop and fix quality at source, mitigate failures, expect failures, try to get into foolproof mechanisms. We call it poke-yoke. Then don't restrict to just value stream mapping within your product family, within your organization. If you have multiple factories, extend it to other factories. Like in Nirmal Industries, something goes from Baroda plant to Asangaon plant, extend the value stream to that. There can be cross-functional value stream maps. You should involve suppliers also, the customers also. Then finally, push in country, policy deployment. Integrating your vision and mission, because vision can have a qualitative vision and a quantitative vision. So how are we performing with respect to vision? How the visions are broken down into breakthrough objectives? How breakthrough objectives are broken down into strategic annual objectives? How annual objectives are broken down into functional objectives? How functional objectives are broken down into KRAs and KPIs of individuals? And how do you support them in meeting these KRAs and KPIs so that they can meet their functional objectives, so that these functional objectives can meet the annual objectives, so that these annual objectives can meet breakthrough objectives, and which will fulfill the vision of the organization and the mission accomplished. So if you see the timelines, it might take up to 6 months in wave one. This is just indicative. Again, depends upon organizations to organization, but it's good to know how much time it will take. Building foundation, maybe up to 9 months. Then here, when you come to this place, maybe up to 2 years, then maybe up to 3 years. And this is ongoing after that. And this is where just being in that place itself, you need to keep doing a lot of things. Just to be in the same health, you should keep eating proper foods. It's not improving health, just to be in good health. Even one time you don't eat, you start feeling drowsy, right? So you need to keep fueling to keep up the momentum. So this brings in stability. Initial tools bring in stability. And then you start seeing small improvements. We call it point improvements. We'll explain this point Kaizens during the Kaizen sessions, small improvements. Those improvements are more like preparing the pitch. It's more like, just because you prepared the pitch, it doesn't mean you're going to win the game. Let's understand this, okay? Just because you prepared the pitch well, you're only enabling them to play the game better. So point Kaizens actually help you enable to play the game better. Point Kaizens, for example, somebody has put a circle and put this, kept something. Somebody has put a small visual display. People are doing a lot of visual displays, this, that, but how does it help? Where is the top line, bottom line results? No, don't think that way. Certain things actually preparing the pitch so that when they play the game, it's easier for them, it's faster for them, it's effective for them. So those are all point Kaizens. And project Kaizens are real tangible results in terms of how do you reduce the lead times, how do you improve cost, how do you reduce defects, rejections, reworks, all that. And then strategic level is which products we should be in, which project should be products, which market should we expand, and stuff like that. We'll discuss about in the later sessions.